CBS 46 News presents Public Affairs on Peach.
How often have you taken for granted the roof over your head? Well, many of us have never experienced or will likely never find ourselves homeless, but for thousands of Metro Atlantans, it's a cold, hard reality. But there are several organizations trying to help them get back on their feet, and we want you to help us help them. Hey, good morning to you, and welcome to Public Affairs on Peach. I'm your host, Adam Murphy. The Faith Project is a volunteer-based outreach program designed to provide housing, prevention, and education for homeless men, women, and children in our area. Lakeisha Johnson is the founder of the Faith Project. Thank you so much, Lakeisha, for being on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me about the Faith Project, what it's all about.
Okay, so the Faith Project is a nonprofit organization. I started it in 2011. Initially, it was to help all homeless women and children, but then I realized that there was a stronger need to help veterans, so that's what landed me with my vision.
And I want to know about this project because you were inspired, I understand, by your daughter?
Yes.
So
I felt like she's my baby, and what better way to name my organization than after her.
Oh, so it's named after her.
Yes, it is.
Faith.
Yes.
I like that. Very good.
You.
And so you launched in 2011, you said,
Yes.
right? So how many volunteers are involved in the organization at this point?
Okay, so on Saturday mornings, some Sunday mornings, we have our outreach program, and we have about 30 volunteers that come out and help us, and we serve about 300 people on that day. Throughout the week, I have about 7 volunteers that help me with day-to-day work and things like that.
So, Lakeisha, when you say you serve, tell me what you do in the community. Exactly.
Okay, we provide clothing, shoes, diapers, anything that is a need. We partner with a lot of organizations and a lot of shelters, so we pretty much see what their need is and supply it as needed.
I'm interested in hearing more about this issue of homelessness. Is this a significant problem in our area?
It is, and actually going back to why I wanted to focus on veterans, because there was a stronger need for them. I think that it was a learning point for me to actually go out on a Saturday and hear their stories and to know what the stronger need was. So a lot of times you see children that even go to school every day, but then they go home to shelters, and some of them even don't go home at all. They live in their cars with their families. So I felt like it was kind of like, a point for me to do what I needed to do and partner with other organizations to make it happen.
So this isn't something you came from, right? It's just something that you saw a need for in the community, and you're out there doing what you can to try to help people that are in this situation.
Right. I actually I volunteered and served on the board for 2 other organizations straight from college, and while serving on the board as treasurer, I was just inspired by all the different stories and all of the other organizations that were doing things. So that's why I wanted to get started with my own. But no, it is not nothing that I've came from, but I've always had the passion to help others. So
what is the feedback that you get when you show up with your group and you provide clothing or food or whatever it may be for some of these people living in these conditions? What's the response that you get?
Well, from jump, as soon as we pull up, you see the line just forming right then and there. People pretty much know you and know what you provide. So the feedback that I get is from the homeless aspect, they're wanting to get pretty much anything that you have, because if you think about it, Monday through Friday, they have to wait to get food or, clean clothes, socks, and things like that, scarves, hats. So just them being there and just really waiting for you to provide stuff is just rewarding. On the volunteer side, a lot of people bring their kids, and they have no idea that there's other children that may even be their same age or going to school with them that are homeless. So it's kind of an eye-opener for the children as well.
We have a good-hearted person right now sitting at home that wants to help,
Yes.
and they want to volunteer. How can they make a difference and help you help others?
They can contact me at info@thefaithprojectinc.org. They can call us 770-609-7226 and just come out and help every Saturday or Sunday morning.
Do you all have a website?
Yes, it's thefaithprojectinc.org.
Okay, so more information there as well.
Yes.
And would they be able to volunteer and come out with you as you go into the community, or is there a greater need for supplies, clothing, things like that?
Both, actually.
okay.
And there's a greater need for people to answer phones if they want to be able to help someone with MARTA passes. There's a lot of times we get homeless people who don't have their social or birth certificates. They may have lost it at some point. So we do need people to help provide for that so they can get jobs and job training and placement.
I got one quick thing here, and we got about 30 seconds. Tell me about the Feed the Street initiative, what that's all about.
Okay, and that is the initiative that happens on Saturday and Sunday mornings.
Okay.
We go out at 11 o'clock on Peachtree and Pine, and we just pretty much set up. We have clothing, shoes. We sometimes bring a DJ out and just make it a fun time. We have bounce houses for the kids at sometimes, and it's just really a fun-filled time for them Saturday mornings.
And the Reshop Boutique?
Yes, Reshop Boutique is set up to where you donate your clothes. You can come in and get your clothing. You can take showers and, you know, just get clean from head to toe, haircuts, provide anything that you may need, and then be put back into your shelter.
Where is that Reshop Boutique? Where would you go for that?
You can go, we have different locations that we set up, so we'll pretty much, on Peachtree and Pine, that's pretty much our main location.
Okay, great. And the ultimate goal for you and the organization is to?
Just to grow and to partner with other organizations that we can make, you know, more differences.
And make a difference for those living in this community.
Absolutely.
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Inspired
having
by
me.
your daughter, Faith. What a great thing you're doing in this community. We have much more coming up through the half hour. Homelessness really hits home when it happens to young people. We'll tell you what one organization is doing to help children who age out of the foster care system and have nowhere to go. It's a story you want to hear about coming up right after this break.